Well, Leos, looks like you guys got some decisions to make for sure. A lot of people look at the Lover's card and they think it's really about love, and sometimes it is, but the real message with the Lover's card here, which is your overall energy, is that there is a head or heart decision to make this month. And I see that here with the Two of Wands as well. Okay, the Two of Wands is all about making a decision between two options. You can either go here or there. You can go left or right. And what's interesting is in this Two of Wands, we see the Hierophant in the background in this cave. I don't know if you can see it here, but the Hierophant, and this man is looking at the Hierophant. So basically the Hierophant is an educator, he's a teacher, he's a mentor, and there can be someone in your life instructing you or trying to instruct you and help you through a difficult decision that you may have to make. Ultimately, with the King of Swords showing up here and the King of Pentacles, this decision has to be a head decision. You have to do what you know is logically and rationally right to do. Okay? I know that you Leos, very passionate people, very loving, very much about your heart, right? And sometimes when you have to make a head or heart decision, it can really eat at you, it can tear at you, because you have such big hearts. But you have to do what you know mentally needs to be done. Okay? We have the King and Queen of Wands here in your spread as well. This is a decision. Again, it's going to be hard for you because it's pulling at your heartstrings, and you're feeling very fired up and passionate about it. And it's almost like with your Leo mentality, it's like, why can't I have the best of both worlds? Why can't I do both? Why can't I have my way? Why can't I have what I want emotionally, what my heart wants, but also, what I know I need? But ultimately, you have to make a decision. I feel like there's certainly an ending here with the Death card, okay? But you have a choice in how things are going to end and how things are going to proceed from here, because we have the Magician above that. You're in control. You have the power. I'm getting a strong, listen to your gut, listen to your intuition. You already know the right decision to make. You have some fears or doubts about this decision. You know that you need to make you know which direction you need to go in, but you're afraid to go in that direction. Ultimately, you have to end something to begin something new. And that's what this World card is about. It's the ending of a phase or a cycle and the beginning of a new phase or cycle for you in your life. Okay? You're maturing in a sense. You're transitioning into a new chapter. Look at it like you're going to have a blank canvas in front of you, and you get to design it the way you want to design it. So be careful with what you choose. Okay? Be careful with what paints you choose and what you paint, because it's ultimately going to be up to you. This month, we have the Ten of Cups and we have the King of Pentacles right next to each other. To me, this says that on a financial front, things are going to be looking very well for you this month. The Ten of Cups also, it's about emotional fulfillment and contentment. So I feel like regarding family, regarding a home life, that looks very well. Finances look good for you by mid to end month. But whatever this decision is, it can be a business decision. It can be, if you're going to decide to stay with an employer or continue with a certain career. That's something you may need to reevaluate. And I see you ending something by the end of this month. Let's look at, with these clarifying cards, let's look at the Lovers card, which is the head or heart decision that you have to make. Nope, excuse me, I'm dropping cards. So, yeah, it's again saying something about saying goodbye, because something either someone's been deceptive, someone's lied, someone hasn't had the best intentions and you've known that, or it can be that whatever this situation is, you feel like you're lying to yourself, or you feel like you're sacrificing something great in order to stay where you're at, and you're not willing to do that anymore, so you have to say goodbye to it. You have to let it go. And this is going to take strength. This is going to take perseverance on your part. Because, again, you have a big heart and you feel like maybe, it's just very challenging for you to let go of. But ultimately, it's serving the higher good for everyone involved if you do. Let's look at the Death card here. Yeah, okay. So you may get a message by the end of the month that tells you for sure you need to let this go. You're soldiering on, you're moving ahead, because you realize that, again, this is the faux card. So someone hasn't been completely honest, and you're getting some communication regarding this person or regarding this circumstance where you realize it's not for your best interest, okay? So it gives you the incentive to proceed on in the new direction that you're headed, okay? So with that said, I'm going to move on to the love aspect or love portion of your reading. First card we have is the Sun. Beautiful. 3 of Cups. 6 of Pentacles. Some of you, the message right off the bat is there's a birth, or you find out someone close to you is pregnant, okay? King of Pentacles. 5 of Cups. 5 of Wands. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, my goodness, and the 2 of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands. I mean, we have 3 aces here. This is crazy. I can tell you right now, new beginnings, totally new beginnings. A new relationship for some of you. For those of you who are single, there's going to be a new relationship coming in. Can be an earth sign. That would be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, okay? That can be their sun, moon, or rising sign. For some of you, this is you having to let go of an earth sign that you've been dealing with, okay? Because you still have some ruminating feelings for this person. I feel like you two are you're 2 different elements. You can't fully understand each other, and that's why there's this sense of imbalance in your relationship with this person, okay? It's almost like one person wants to dominate and the other person doesn't want to be that submissive. So it's like you have 2 chiefs, okay? 2 alphas, and it's just not agreeable. So you need to let that go, okay? Maybe they've done something wrong to you. Maybe you've done some wrong to them. At the end of the day, you got to just let it all wash away and start fresh, because there is someone new coming in. okay? For those of you who are married or in a committed relationship, I see you letting go of past hurts, past pain. There can be a bit of a disagreement in the middle of the month between the two of you. But ultimately, you're going to make the decision to move forward with this individual, and you're realizing that there needs to be more give and take in this relationship, okay? But for those of you who are single, this is excellent. This is new relationship, new beginning. There's going to be a lot of passion, a lot of fiery energy. There's going to be a lot of stability. I feel like this person can be an earth sign, and if they're not, they're someone that's very grounded, okay? They know what they want. They're certain. They have clear objectives about what they want in a relationship, and it's really, really going to help you to feel secure and stable and comfortable in this relationship. And emotionally, you two are going to connect very well, okay? I want to look at this Two of Swords to see what this indecision may be. Maybe that you just feel a little scared to get into a relationship right away. Or maybe you're just a little apprehensive because of the strong feelings you have for this person. Oh, excuse me. And you feel like it may be moving too quickly, or you're falling head over heels too quickly. It's kind of what I'm feeling. Two of Swords. Yeah, exactly. You're very independent, especially you Leo females. In Leo males, very independent. But see, there's this new contract or an agreement, which can be a relationship, monogamy, right? You make an agreement with someone to stay committed and loyal and faithful. So there's this agreement or contract that's on the table with this person, and you know it brings you happiness. You know it brings you joy. There's reason to celebrate. But this card, haughtiness, arrogance, cockiness, can also just be confidence. But sometimes I see it as a very independent card. It's like this peacock is very independent. They don't like to be told what to do. So if you've been single for some time, or perhaps you weren't even looking for a relationship and it just kind of falls on your lap and you find yourself like head over heels with this person, it can be that you're afraid and apprehensive to jump in, but there's so much good stuff here that I think it's definitely worth looking into. No one's saying you've got to get committed right off the bat. Control your emotions, right? Maybe that's a little bit coming from the first reading. Don't let your heart rule the situation. Think logically, use your head. But it's okay to open up to somebody at the same time. It's okay to be vulnerable, and because in order to have intimacy, you have to be vulnerable, willing to be vulnerable, and it's okay. Let me look at this Five of Wands. For those of you who are in a relationship, this Two of Swords can be representing, look, you need to be more vulnerable with your partner. You need to be willing to be more intimate, because maybe you're acting too independent and it's causing some friction in your relationship in the middle of the month. But by the end of the month, I see you bringing it together, right? Yeah. With the Five of Wands, which talks about conflict, okay, there's communication about this conflict, maybe from your partner. This can be inner conflict. There's communication coming in from a new person. You're the sweetheart, or I'm sorry, the young woman. This young woman, she's someone who's typically very enticing to the opposite sex, okay? So this represents somebody new. And the Money card is saying this is an opportunity that has a lot of security and stability wrapped in it. But you may have inner conflict about it because you're just feeling uncertain. You don't really want to trust. But the Six of Pentacles above that is saying, a relationship is give and take. So you have to be willing, again, to be vulnerable in order to get vulnerability and intimacy from someone else. Again, for couples, it's the same message. You got to open up, be willing to be more vulnerable. But for those of you who are single, really look out for someone coming in. Like I said, it can be an earth sign, okay?